Hello and welcome to the Right Click Save podcast. I'm your host, Jimmy T. Calcio is still away at the moment, but don't worry, he will be back with us next week. In the meantime, if you have been enjoying the content on the channel, the best thing you can do is subscribe. Otherwise, supporting us, if you hit that like button and leave us a comment, tell us what you enjoyed about the video or someone that you would want to see on a future episode, that really does help us out too. Today, we are joined by Jeppy, the founder of Skyverse, which is one of the hottest and most highly anticipated NFT projects in the space at the moment. A little bit of background on Skyverse. Skyverse is set around 5,000 Genesis Sky Islands to be set into various metaverses such as Sandbox and the NFT world. The vision for Skyverse is to create a strong core platform in the Metaverse for community interaction within the NFT space. This will allow members from different communities to interact with one another, learn more about each other, and dive into a deeper level of social experience. Jeppy, how are we doing today, mate?
Good, man. How are you, man?
Yeah, good. We've been busy. We've got a lot of content coming out. We've kind of doubled the amount of podcasts we're trying to get out every week, and we're doing a news show. So I think probably just like you, we're working all the hours at the moment.
It's amazing, man. Yeah, you guys have been really like pushing out this great content. Helps people, just navigate around the space.
Oh, we appreciate that, man. We do. Especially coming from you, because I'm looking at your project and there's a lot of stuff going on here. Am I right?
Yeah, man. And there's like way more that we haven't really uncovered yet.
It's grown so much. I mean, we spoke to you, it must have been, a couple of months ago. We had a little chat. We were going to put it out as a podcast and we thought, actually, we'll push it back. We'll speak to you a bit closer to Mint because we could tell that this thing was growing. There was going to be a lot more to it. I mean, I've had another read through of your white paper today and I've been keeping track and it kind of it's blown my mind, all the kind of stuff that you guys are doing. But just to put it back a little bit, first of all, before we sort of deep dive into Skyverse, how did you get into NFTs? What was your genesis story?
So how I got into NFTs, basically, I guess like the first proper mint was when I kind of saw Jungle Freaks.
Oh, yeah.
And then I saw some controversy over their artist, and I knew it was like the best time to buy because everybody was panic selling it. Yeah, so I think it dipped pretty bad. It was like 0.3, and I picked up like a top 5% rarest NFT, like rarest in their collection. Nice. So I kind of so it was like a quick flip. It wasn't even like a week. I think like just a couple of days, I managed to flip it for like 3 times, and then that's how I kind of got deeper. It's just like degen into NFTs.
Yeah. Especially as soon as you start making a bit of money on it, it's like you are fully sucked in. And that's a good technique. So a lot of people make the mistake of buying the news and selling the FUD, whereas you should completely always do it the other way around. If there's a lot of FUD on a project, that's often a good time to buy, especially if you're looking to flip and make a little bit of money on it.
Yeah, man, 100%. Plus, I've been like observing like I think Jungle Freaks at that time was one of like quite established. So yeah, 100%. It's I guess this space is really, it's confusing. So you really gotta like observe and just take your time. Don't rush into decisions and all.
Absolutely. So that was your kind of first NFT project that you bought. What was the first one that you kind of, fell in love with or joined a community or?
I think it must be Godzilla because although Godzilla is fairly new, I kind of followed the project even way before like Gen 1 even released. So that was when I was moderator in another server. Like it wasn't like a popular server, but Godzilla reached out to us, and then basically founder Shan from Godzilla wanted to collab with us, and then I took notice of their project and how they were doing things, which is like really different from basically how almost every other project was doing. So they were like really community focused. So they only started out with like 333 collection, 333. So it's a really small collection. And their server only had like, I think a few 200, 300 members. So I saw how they were like distributing these whitelists and how they really like took the time to, focus down on the community. Because back then I only think like, community, like the community projects are already established, like Basie, CryptoPunks, it's really hard for like any new project to come up with like a strong community. But Godzilla, it's like kind of the new generation of that. Like they kind of created something really amazing. Like their members, I think a really like inspiring story would be their members during Gen 1 mint. Some members who didn't have enough liquidity to mint actually had received some help from the wheels in their own community who offered to pay for these members. So they actually paid for their mints, And yeah, it's amazing, man, to see like the members helping each other. Like despite being only like 200, 300 members, it was so tight and strong. And I don't think like they weren't big at all. I think their following was small. I remember it being like 3,000 4,000 follows. So it was crazy, man. Like to see such a strong community building up, and it's just I think they're taking the right steps, with like their transparency, their communication, all these small things added up. So even not having a strong following, they managed to build something incredible.
Did you take a lot of inspiration from that when you started putting together Skyverse?
100%. Not in like the concept of how our NFT project works, but the way they handle things, the way they interact with their community, all the small things. It's like crazy, man. Because basically, I guess the biggest part, my takeaway from Godzilla, is basically how they are so transparent with everything. A recent thing would be how they conduct like really regular AMAs. So a recent thing is like let's say something wrong happens. Godzilla would like spend hours doing an AMA right away to address it. Compared to I see other projects, not many projects do that, which is why their flow like just dips so hard. But Godzilla is able to communicate clearly, so that members don't panic. They don't like that. There's no fear within their community, and it just makes like strengthen the bond within everyone. And I think that's so important in every NFT project, which is to have this strong communication, so that the founders are not running anywhere. They're here, willing to talk. And an AMA is like the best way to do it. Like they have it like so regularly. Whenever an issue arises, because the NFT space is so unpredictable, right? Like sometimes your smart contract just like something goes wrong with the smart contract, or let's say it can be like maybe members are not happy with a decision you took with a partnership. It's like there's so many things to be aware of that you can't expect, right? So 100% when like something like something wrong happens, when the project makes a mistake, it is really important to like address it as quickly and as best as possible. Even Gary Vee, I think like I think like I watched one of the videos, and then they had basically the team messed up the email, and then Gary took like hours to address it with like the VFriends holders and all. I think these kind of things are it's small, but it matters like a lot in the long term, because it shows how you handle things, not just through like communication plays a big part, like impacts every other thing, like how seriously you take the project. So I think it'll pay off in the long term.
Yeah, well, they're very much community focused NFT projects, aren't they? So if you're not maintaining your community, you're gonna end up in a lot of trouble. I know that you've got a background in kind of e-commerce and also sort of trading digital items before, sort of from gaming and stuff like that. Do you think that's helped you in your kind of step into NFTs?
100%. I think like it makes it much easier for me to know what people want, what niche I should target, basically how to adapt to the different metas that the NFT market is always coming up with. So
it changes every week.
I think it helps a lot, and and also like marketing wise, I don't have to pay anyone. Like I know how to like which type of kind of content works well, like the types of traffic. So I think it helps in such a way. So I get to manage, like I'm able to handle, managing like different things without like hiring people, because having an e-commerce store is like basically got to handle like so many different things, right? Like the logistics, the branding, the marketing, the suppliers, sourcing, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I guess it's like these skills are transferable, and then just like NFT project, I treat it like a business. So it's basically like the same thing, like just apply the same thing, but there's just an added aspect to it, which is the community that you get to interact with. So that's an interesting part that I kind of enjoy. So it's something new, and so I think it's really helped me in a way. And also like a really huge part that helped me is also being an NFT trader before starting my own project. Like let's say compared to an artist who probably saw like people succeeding, like NFT projects succeeding and wanting to create their own, but not having like traded in the space. And artists, I've seen multiple artists do it. They are not familiar with like the thing with that is they're not familiar with like the different kind of metas the NFT market always has, right? Like sometimes it's like the land is big, like land meta is popular. Sometimes it's 3D PFPs. It can be like anime waifus. I don't know. It's just all those weird stuff that's always happening, right? And then you gotta like adapt accordingly.
It moves so quick as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it moves so quick. So you really gotta pivot your project accordingly, and it will give you like a huge advantage in that sense. So I think like being an NFT trader before that, like trading for like 3 to 4 months, understanding like how to observe the market trends and all, really helped to like just angle Skyverse in the best direction possible.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's great, man, that that experience paid off.
That's cool. I mean, it looks like it's really helped you sort of put something amazing together, and you can't fault that your marketing has gone really well, because your project's got like nearly 150,000 followers on Twitter. Everyone's wanting to get into Discord, as you're really identifiable brands that everyone knows about, and a lot of people want to get in, and it really shows from the type of partnerships that you've got and the followings that you had that you guys have been really hitting that well. Now, one thing I have noticed is you guys, as I've already mentioned, have a huge amount of things going on with Skyverse. So just to run through it quickly, obviously the NFT itself, the art, the staking and Sky token. You've got Sky Pixel, which is an MMO open world community game. You've got the Sky Worlds aspects, which is your integration into NFT worlds and the Minecraft side of the project. Your sandbox integration, all the assets, the animations, the VFX, game mechanics from that. You've already announced the second and third collection that you're going to be doing, as well as obviously integrating the Sky token into lots of partner projects. I mean, it's an incredible amount to take on. Has it been quite overwhelming or stressful? Or?
No, man, we got way more like that we haven't even wrote down yet. There's much more. So the crazy thing is, we have way more planned. Yeah, so what you see is not everything. And although it may seem a lot, but we are actually building all of it at once. So we're not doing it one by one, like some roadmap does it. Our roadmap is basically like just an indication of what we're gonna build, and we're gonna get it built within like the most the shortest period to reward our holders. I mean, our staking is available right away after mint.
Nice.
So that's something that a lot of projects don't do, which is they kind of push back like their features just so that they have like some kind of interval to show that yes, we're building. But for me, like I feel like all these features are already like it's available, right? Like the technology is there for you to do it. So we just execute it. So I think that's one thing. And then another thing is like we kind of source out like really good teams from our existing connections. So like all the founders and all, because it's a small circle, right? So like that, it's only so small, and then like kind of like basically a few projects actually use the same devs and all, and then not just devs, so like for Sandbox too, NFT worlds building, game studios, and animations too. So it's like all these kind of stuff. After we source out, basically when we get funding from post launch, our builds will kind of just elevate progression wise, and it'll kind of just progress all of them will be building at the same time. So we won't like slow down just because we are building on one thing and then we stop the other build. It's all going at, because we are gonna I guess I can give a bit background of myself. So I did a bit of human resources. I kind of that's basically what I specialized in my study. So I'm pretty okay like when it comes to forming teams. I know like the ways to shortlist them, the ways to kind of form teams in a way that is more efficient, whether it's to like form them in-house or like outsource them cost-wise and effectiveness-wise. So basically I think like it's very important to have like a really solid foundation of team, like team-wise, to have like really good team members, so for all our builds to kind of continue to grow at like a really good rate, right? So basically all our teams, be it like a team for Sky Pixel, and then our NFT Worlds build team, and then our Sandbox kind of voxel team. All of them are different, which is why it allows us to build all of it at like at a consistent rate, so it doesn't burn our team out. It's not like we're using one team to cut costs to fucking like to do all this. Man. So we are not like squeezing our team. We are kind of like carefully forming them so that they are each specialized in each category, so that they can focus on.
That's good. I'd feel bad if it was just one guy.
I feel if you spread out like too much, the quality won't be there. So So yeah, man.
Nice. And has that helped you, having the kind of partnerships that you've made with all these other big brands? Has that helped form the team and get advice on who are the best people to kind of put together for these roles?
I would say 100% like connections is networking in NFT space because it's so small right now. It's really important to getting good members. Like our kind of devs, especially our smart contract devs are from Godzilla.
Yeah.
And Godzilla Mint is like one of the smoothest out there in the market.
Yeah.
Which is why we are so happy, man. We got connected to them because we have an official like long-term partnership with Godzilla to include them in our future builds like Sky Pixel and more than that actually that can't be revealed yet. But so basically I think like really our partners has helped us in finding in forming a good team. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. But another thing is I feel like like having like traded a couple of months, as I said, like NFTs, I kind of know which projects are good. So that has like led to Skyverse approaching like these good projects. So I kind of know the good people in the space, like the real ones who are actually building, and I approach them. So to like diversify the kind of our network, so that we can approach like these talents and try to get them onto our team and just leverage each other and provide each other value. Yeah.
That's very cool. It's very cool. I think one of the main things that really stood out for me about the project, literally from day one, is your art. Your art's really identifiable brand, which is one of the reasons I think your marketing's been so successful. Everything from the color palette that you use and the style, as well as the quality of everything that I've seen that you've put out. How did that come together, the art?
So it's actually a pretty long story. So our art started like it used to be like basically like what you see in Metaverse, it's just a piece of a block of island. Yeah. So basically this piece of block of island, if you own a NanoPass, you probably know like how it looks like. It's really common because every like 3D modeling artist kind of trains on like they basically design on that. So what happened was, because Skyverse also uses 3D modeling artists, right? That uses Blender. Our art, like our first prototype, was like it looked like that, like just a square that probably like people can't differentiate it from Metaverse and NanoPass. So I think like a huge step for that is like my artist really did like the first set of prototype, but then I saw that and then I was like people would just think of us as another, like it wouldn't be distinct. When people see that, they won't think of Skyverse. So I attempted to redo it and in the form of like a sky island shape.
Nice.
So that it aligns with our vision too, because the kind of design before that doesn't really signify. We want to signify like like just like peace and like freedom and a relaxing feel to it. And it feels trapped, like a piece of block of land. And then we want to make it look like not just aesthetically pleasing, right? Not just like nice, but also like really aligned with our vision. You can see the sky, like things flying around. And so I think that's like an important part, so that it kind of like it's just like it shows what our vision is in a more clear and better way.
Yeah. What's your kind of favorite part of the artwork? Is it the landscapes or the dragons and the creatures, or?
It's just everything, man. It's the whole feel you get from it. I guess it's like, my favorite part would be when people see it, it clicks with them and then they'll think of Skyverse. And I think it's because the art is how I see it is like the art is the branding for the project, but what makes people stay is the community and the utility that comes with it. And so I think like getting that down and like just like my favorite part about it, like whenever I see like this, I know that Skyverse is the first one to do it and it's original and it's it just fits with our whole world. So nice. I think that's like the nice thing.
Yeah, I really loved the I saw one of your sneak peeks recently, the cloud dragon. I thought that looked very cool.
Oh yeah, man. It because we took inspirations from like basically games and all. So and then we try to add our own touch to it. So and these games are not like popular games. So it's not like I've seen every other project do this. Like they have like anime Naruto kind of one of one, or like I don't know,
Yeah.
Pokemon one of one. Like we want to be original, so we kind of like take like ideas that hasn't been created before, and then just do it our own way. So you don't see like the Cloud Dragon in any other collection, because it's yeah man.
Cool.
We just try to add value in a way that doesn't saturate the market.
Yeah, I'm going to be hoping to mint one of those Cloud Dragons, I'm telling you.
yeah, 50 exists, man. I want to do some. It's the highest rarity you can get.
Oh, is it? Well, that's why I want it.
Yeah.
I've got expensive tastes, it would seem. One thing that really stood out for me about your project is the fact that you're going to be putting 95% of your mint proceeds and 100% of your royalties into the community wallet, which you're calling the Sky Vault, which is going towards the development of the project. Why did you decide to put so much of your mint proceeds straight back into the project?
I still don't feel like that's enough, but we have to make do for it, because I still have to pay the team. Because right now, and why it's not enough is because we are still coming up with like income generating like sources, streams on top of this. But basically I just wanna basically I got inspired by how Godzilla does things, how they I think they do like 100% allocation and then 100% royalties are going into the vault too. And I think like that's the best way to build a project, right? Because during a bear market, when the economy is bad, the only way to like keep a project afloat, the safest way would be it relying on its vault, right? So you can't have like a weak kind of it must have like a safety, kind of net to fall on. And I think that's when these high percentage allocations come in, so that we can branch out our builds, have more choices, more room to just be creative and work with it. And I think it like the value will compound basically, because like if you got like good branding and a good amount of funds, you can do really crazy things. And I think it's if like for example, just take a look at Doodles. They have like collaborations with Shopify, their own retail store. We need a strong foundation of funds to be able to execute all this first. So I guess which is one of the reasons why we have like this allocation. And man, I because personally I would say I'm just doing this trying to gain some experience in the NFT blockchain space, because it's so new for everyone, and also like help out a bunch of people by through Skyverse. And
is that one of the reasons that you've got the sort of you want to launch the second and third collection straight away after putting out the first one, just so you can keep the revenue coming in to maintain all of these things that you want to build as well?
Revenue wise, I wouldn't be concerned, because actually these kind of like our future collections will actually be using like a huge chunk of it Sky tokens.
Okay,
so,
nice.
Yeah. So it's not really revenue wise. It's more of like I just want to kind of we already have the concept down, and basically like we just need to hire like an artist to work on it, because I already got the concept down. Yeah. And what the utility is. And we've did that like basically that is planned like since like the first week when we announced Skyverse. So we did like a ton of planning already. So there's no reason to delay it, like probably like teased it 1 week after. Yeah, and also of course it also helps with like the quality of partnerships you can get, right? Yeah. You can get like better partnerships if a project sees you offering some spots, rather than you just asking for like some spots just because like you're an Alpha Group etc. I see many other projects like reach out to Skyverse and then they have launched already, but they have nothing to offer. Be it like their builds or what, they just want us to be on their marketplace, or not just marketplace, like they just want our spots for their alpha holders. And I see like and then I'm like, okay, it's a one-way like exchange, but what are we gonna get? So man, I don't want Skyverse to end up like that. So we need constant innovation.
That's very cool. I mean, let's talk about some of those partnerships. So I went through your list. You've got some amazing projects that you guys have collaborated with. So I'm going to run through them quick. So you've got Project Kajira, Sneaky Vampire Society, PX Quest, Llamaverse, Dark Echelon, Disto Apes, Uninterested Unicorns, Dreamland Genesis, Wolf, Squishy Squad, Magic Mushroom Clubhouse, Rug Burners, The Landau, Planetary Property Association. That's a pretty stellar list of partnerships. Is it a lot of them have come to you, or did you have to go out and sort of land these deals, or how did that work?
So basically our partners, I would say at the start, because NFT space is like, I guess like many projects look at it as, how to say, they vet their partners based on hype. So Skyverse wasn't getting a lot of hype then. And we were just a small following with like an original idea. So basically, I have to tell them like what Skyverse real value is. You know, it lies in being Metaverse heavy. And on top of that, also offering like really a lot of utility. So basically, partners like got hooked onto that idea. So it was me approaching the partners and then really just building a relationship. And then, but for now, I would say like more and more projects are just offering, you know, Skyverse like tons of spots and like partnerships, and they want us to, even in real life, brands want us to get on like their kind of whatever they are building. So I think it's cool, man. It shows that we kind of have built a brand in this time, like 2 months, I would say.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, man, it's it's amazing, man. And I would say, of course, we're still reaching out whenever I see like a good partner, you know, like let's say Kaiju Kings. I see like a respectable community, I'll reach out. So I it's not like I stopped just because, you know, we have gained a following or anything. I would say it's so important to just continue like networking, and because this space is so small, everybody kind of like knows each other. It's a small circle, how I say it. So yeah, man, it's cool to like, you know, like just work with like new projects or established ones. Yeah. And I would say I think our white paper partners list is I don't think that it's updated yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got like we got really exciting like partners like that hasn't isn't listed there yet.
Okay,
that I'll list it soon. And basically what we do for our partners is we kind of design a Sky Island for them to be included in our collection. So this Sky Island, there'll be like 75 for each partner. So let's say the 75 Godzilla, 75 SVS, 75 Llamaverse ones. And then each of these islands grant a utility, not only from Skyverse, but also from that specific project. So it's like a double utility NFT token. I don't think any other project has this, man.
Yeah, we should have organized Right Click Save podcast islands. That's what we should have done.
yeah, man.
You can have a listen to the
exclusive
pod.
access. It would be really cool, by the way. Imagine if getting a chance to get on the podcast just because they're holder.
Oh yeah, it'd be awesome. So yeah, one thing we talked about there was your Sky token. So obviously a massively highly anticipated aspect of the project. I think I'm right in saying that you stake your Skyverse island. The rarer your island that you have, the more tokens that you earn. It's going to be time-based staking. It's going to be available at launch, which is great because a lot of projects, as you said before, do wait a few weeks afterwards. So it's awesome that you've got that ready. Is that something you always intended to do from when you first thought about the project?
Yeah, man. So how I look at it is whatever's available, I'll do my best to provide it. So whatever builds we can provide, you know, whatever value we can like give right away.
Yeah.
So like tokenomics is one thing, staking is one thing, marketplaces. Yeah. So all these are like builds that we can just provide. And I wouldn't hold it back, man, just cause, you know, I want like our floor to, you know, get demand and then pump and to get more royalties afterwards. I don't see like a point in that. I just want to, you know, reward holders as much as we possibly can at this current moment. So I wouldn't hold back any like kind of value just for like marketing or like, you know, whatever reason there is. But so and not only that, we kind of like even builds that are not completed, we would give like really, really constant updates like every few days, every week.
Yeah.
Which is what we've been doing like since the start. Even like we've been updating in our Discord, whatever like new builds we have, be it with like in Skyverse or like our partners, and I think it's the right way to do it, because you know you don't want to like hold back what you can give right to your holders, because they trust your project and they believe in it.
I feel like you've really got that communication right, because that's just the most important thing, isn't it? Keeping everyone sort of informed and active.
Yeah, I think like a person that does this very well and that I learned from is Seneca.
Yeah.
He's like he's I read his articles and I learned like a lot on how to really communication wise, how to interact with community. Seneca has like some really good articles. So if you guys want to like really, he has like some listed down, so you guys can take a read and you learn like a lot. So why I communicate so frequently is because I remember I think reading in one of his articles, he basically said if you don't communicate, the community won't know what you're doing. So So yeah, so even if whatever you do, just communicate
just
that.
Tell them.
Yeah. Yeah, because nobody knows what you're doing. You
Exactly,
you can be you can be a green dot on Discord for like hours.
Yeah.
But you can be working your ass off. No one cares because you didn't say anything. Yeah.
Right.
So
get a webcam set up recording you. Like, here I am at the keyboard. I am working.
Yeah, man. Yeah, especially when you're a project founder, right? People put like
it's
millions.
a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, millions of dollars, right? And you don't communicate that you're doing anything, right? Even for a day, that's really bad.
Yeah.
So I would say like a project that does this communication wise really well also is Llamaverse. I think they have like really frequent updates. And Godzilla of course is like the best at like I think they're so good at communication. Like so taking a look at these kind of projects kind of give you a gist of what you want to look for when I guess like investing in a project. It's a huge green flag when the team makes an effort to communicate.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we're recording a podcast with Zeneca next week, so we'll have to tell him that you guys have been playing straight out of his playbook, and I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, his articles are so great, man. Like serious real value, and not only that, like I think it's free, so anybody can read it. Yeah,
he's a really good guy in the space. The space is definitely a lot better for having him within it. So as part of the project, you've announced SkyPixel, and that's the community-focused MMO that you're going to be launching in the future. Are you able to give a brief overview of this and just what kind of timescales holders can expect it to drop?
So basically, for Skyverse-wise, I guess alpha for SkyPixel would be released about Q3 to Q4, but we don't want to promise because we don't want to under-deliver.
Yeah, sure.
So 100% we don't want to, over-promise people. And also because we kind of operate based on, without VCs and all to kind of, so we won't have like time restraints. So whatever features that we can innovate upon, we can take our time to do it so that, can ensure that, the quality is right, that there won't be like too many bugs in the game. We can get out testing all that before that. So I think it's important to not just rush. I see too many projects rushing their builds. And it's I feel it's good in the short term, but if you look at it long term wise, it won't be sustainable because it's the rate they're going is too fast.
And what's the kind of outline for the game itself?
So basically, people I guess our main build would be SkyPixel, and the reason for that is because we want to create our own build that is not using NFT worlds or sandbox.
Yeah.
So that we can kind of make it the lowest barrier of entry. So anybody, it's free to play. Anybody can download it, play it, whether on PC or mobile. Because we want to get as many people into the NFT space, right? Whether they are not an NFT trader, just like a mainstream audience who heard about NFTs or whatever, or are interested in games. The best way to like connect with them is through the medium, right? Of using a game that everybody has, like familiarity with. Everybody, I think, like the game market is so huge. Most people have played a game, so that's the easiest way to kind of introduce blockchain elements like NFTs in it. And I think so we're doing that through SkyPixel. So basically, it's a really simple kind of game where people just interact with each other, and on top of that, we have trading, and basically we will include like really interesting stuff that I can't really share yet, but it's but it'll be a huge ecosystem in it based on Sky Token. Yeah.
Very cool. I mean, as I said about a few times in this interview, you've got so much going on the project. Do you have a particular part that you're sort of mostly motivated about, that really the main thing that gets you up out of bed?
Yeah, but that is unreleased, so it's like I'll be releasing it this week. But I would say my second most one would be SkyPixel, because I can't I can't wait to see how it plays out, because nobody has done this in the space, and I think like we plan to integrate in real time trading in it. So I think it's like the first time any other project has done it, because like right now people are trading through OpenSea and all. Basically you list them and then you have to wait for a buyer. We want to make it real time so that you can just have the negotiations down in real time, and then get the best deal out of it, so that you have satisfied people. So like the buyer can get the best price, the seller can get the best price too. It's a win-win, both people are happy. So yeah, man, I think it's something I'm really keen on. I can't wait to see how it plays
I'm
out.
excited about that. That sounds really cool. So we always ask our community for a couple of questions before we record. I've got one from one of our long-term followers, Matt D, and he's asking how can he interact with his island? If he owns it, how will he access it?
So so basically our first Gen 1, our island will act as kind of like the basis to access all our other features. So let's say this Gen 1, the purpose is to generate tokens, right? So basically, let's say you generate some tokens, and then we have like Sandbox partnership with Godzilla, and then they implement like token gating. So you have to use these tokens, and then that's how you kind of experience the metaverse side of Sky Islands. Yeah. So that's on way. So and I think it's a really good way too, because people like our partners, I think they have like really really loyal, a really strong community. So like many people are willing to just pay to like experience that. Yeah, man. And it's even like Skyverse, we'll have our own island. So I think like community of Skyverse will be super happy.
Yeah. Cool, awesome. And why did you select 5,000? Was there a particular reason 5,000 seemed like the right amount for the project?
100%, man. I like since the start, I've always kind of looked at like setting the supply either 5,000 or below. So I think that's like the right amount. Like unless you're talking about like way back, like when Basie and Punk's like era, I think that like 10K is the norm there. But recently they're like it's just like the new projects are coming up every single day. There's too much supply. So so really to kind of like just like make things a little kind of just balance it out, the supply and demand. I think 5K is a good amount. Yeah, man. I think it's a nice chunk that we can work with, like based on using the funds wise to carry out our builds.
Yeah. Cool, awesome. So yeah, I just got a few more questions for you. So first of all, I'm gonna start fishing for a little bit of alpha here. So obviously your second and your third collections. Have you got any idea on when that either? Can you give us any hints on what they're gonna be?
Yeah, I did drop a hint on Twitter. So if you look at our art band on Twitter, you can get a pretty good view on a good hint on what our second collection is gonna be.
All right, cool. I will. Everyone's going to send everyone to Twitter then. And what about kind of timescales? Do you know how long it's going to be until they come out?
Yeah, so basically we'll tease it like 1 week after we launch our first collection. So it will be like probably out in I'm guessing 2 to 3 months, just like most collections do. So so for our second collection, just 2 to 3 months. We don't plan to rush it because we want to develop. We don't want to distract people too much from our first collection's utility too. Yeah.
Cool. Good idea. And just lastly, is there any unknown information, any alpha that you can give for our viewers? Anything you haven't announced yet?
I would say just keep an eye on Skyverse for the upcoming week.
Yeah.
I guess when this video is out, probably for like the next few days, because we're gonna release like a huge thing that I don't think any project has done yet.
Oh wow, cool.
And I think that links really strongly to our tokenomics, so I think it will surely be attractive.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
I look forward to that. So one thing we do with all of our guests on the podcast is I've just got a few quick fire questions for you at the end about your NFT experience. So the first one is, what has been your worst ever NFT trade?
I guess it would be the first one. my first ever one was a random polar bear NFT that I got rugged.
So you got rugged.
So it went to 0 and it was a 0.1 mint, 0.1 ETH mint. Yeah. So and it was pretty early. So back then NFTs were like minting for 0.05. So that was really expensive. And how I even got into that project was a member just got me into it. I was in a random sneaker group, and things just happened. So that gave me a bad impression of NFTs. So I would say and the first one is always the worst one. So I would say So I would say that left quite a deep impression on me.
Well, you've done well to sort of push through, even though you got rugged on your first purchase. You still pushed on and got into the NFT space.
100%. That wasn't the last. That wasn't the last. Yeah.
Well, let's go more positive. What was your best ever trade?
I would say Godzilla Gen 2, the most recent one. I never had like such a smooth launch, and I've been supporting like Godzilla for such a long time, but the Gen 1 floor was just too high, right? It was like 10, 20 ETH, and I couldn't, like, the entry point was just too high. So I was whitelisted for Gen 2 because we did a collaboration and all, and I managed to mint it for like mint retail price. So nice. I think it's like super nice. Yeah, man.
Awesome. That's cool. What about your rarest mint on reveal? What's the rarest thing that you've minted?
I don't wait for it to review, so I normally just sell it. I don't take risks. Yeah, I'm a safe kind of guy.
You don't like to gamble.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can see it in Skyverse, man. All our builds are kind of, we always like to innovate on top of like existing and just add new value. But also, we have our own unique point, which is SkyPixel. So it's not only like we are copying, but we add, like, we change things that are already existing. Yeah, nice. So it's super cool, man. I mean, you'll see in our upcoming marketplace, we have like sick features.
Awesome. And if you could send one project to 100 ETH floor, apart from Skyverse, what would that project be?
Oh, this is tough, man. I would say I'm loyal to Godzilla, so I'll just say Godzilla. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought you would. And lastly, if you had to delete one project, so that project never happened, nobody loses any money, but if you had to just take one project out of the NFT market,
I would say any ape derivative, like really, anyone. Yeah, because they're saturating the market with like copy paste value, and man, I don't see it making the space any better.
Nice. Okay, so to finish up, in sort of 1 minute or less, why should someone mint Skyverse?
I mean, if they want money, they want utility, they want Metaverse, they want a strong community. Basically, if they want to invest in an NFT project that will actually become a brand like Doodles, then Skyverse is the NFT project to go to. I don't see any reason why you should mint another 3D PFP ape derivative of a Skyverse for a more expensive price. Because Skyverse offers, like, I would say, like, at least 50 times the value of that. I don't see any value in that. So like in the ape derivative. So actually I can't like calculate that, but because it's like zero value to me. But basically, I would say like Skyverse, if you want to get rewarded as a holder in an NFT project that actually kind of, takes the time to communicate and innovate new things constantly, because we treat like our NFT project as I treat NFT project as like an actual business, right? An in real life company that you gotta like innovate new products in order for a company to push forward. For example, Apple, new iPhones every year, Tesla, new model cars every now and then. I treat it like that, man. Like just company stock. So in order for us to grow, we have to innovate. And you can see like even from our white paper and our unreleased stuff that is about to come. You'll see we'll always innovate. And I think that's one huge reason to innovate. I mean, to kind of look into Skyverse and decide to invest into it. Because I don't see too many projects coming up with new innovations. Normally, they're just like copying others and taking existing value off to apply to their own project. I think that's really easy. And coming up with something new that actually kind of makes an impactful, like kind of meaningful value is something super important. Yeah.
Nice, very cool. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to the mint. It's we're not far away now. It's within the next couple of weeks. I'm sure you guys are going to do amazingly, and we're going to start doing some weekly Twitter Spaces for the pod. So we'll probably have to get you back on after mint, and we can chat about how it's gone and get any more alpha about all these extra things that you guys are developing.
Yeah, I'm sure like many things would be probably released, and we have much more to talk about. Yeah, man, sounds great.
Awesome. Well, this has been the Right Click Save podcast. Many thanks to Jeppy who's come on to talk about Skyverse. Again, if you want to help us out and support the channel, please click that like and that subscribe button. Leave us a comment on what you liked and who you'd like to see in a future episode. Apart from that, have yourself a good day, good week, and we'll see you on the other side.